front of nobody sick. I couldn't give them my story being ill, because people can see through your illness. They can see if you're not right. So I went into a deep seclusion. I had to get my spirit, my mind, my body, my soul, everything together. And as I did that, I said, you know what, God, if you give me the strength to get up and start walking again, because I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat. I said, if you give me the strength to do that, then I'm going to get out here and I'm going to tell my story, and I'm going to inspire and impact as many people, not just women, men too, as many people as I possibly can, because that's what you created me to do. And so with my Ready, Set, Go movement, I said, God, just help me tell my story through this book. I'm working on my second book, but this book is for those who are wanting to start their business. They have an idea, they don't know how, and we all have wonderful ideas. We just don't know where to begin. We don't know where to start. This book, from start to finish, it will help you get, when you read this book, it's a small read. When you read this book, you're ready to start your business.
Married this ninja, and he had some issues, okay? And there was some domestic abuse situations going on in there. You know, with October being domestic violence month, I've had to kind of talk to my students and talk to fellow women about surviving domestic violence, because domestic violence is not just physical. As Stephanie said, it's also verbal, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's financial, it's sexual, right? All of these areas of abuse. Just because I'm your wife doesn't mean that gives you complete ownership of me from head to toe. You know, and oftentimes my husband would tell me, well, the woman is supposed to submit. And I'm like, it's about 5 chapters before that talks about how you're supposed to provide a house, a home, pay the mortgage, right? Now, if you do all that stuff, then I will submit with no problem, because I ain't got no bills. But you can't talk to me any kind of way, define me based upon your definition of what a good woman is, and then expect me to submit to you because I'm submitting to less than acceptable treatment. And that's not okay for me. And so I had a struggle between my spirituality and my marriage responsibility, right? I had a huge struggle with that, because does a divorce mean I'm a failure? Does that mean that I'm walking around with the scarlet letter D on my chest because I couldn't make my marriage work? Does that mean that I'm less of a woman because I couldn't keep you entertained, couldn't keep you valued? You know what I mean? So those are all the feelings that I experienced. But I knew that was damn sure better than staying in this marriage.
I know that's right.
I will not be under your thumb. I will not be kept down. I will not be deprived. I will not be quieted. And so I made a decision to divorce him the first time. Right? The first time. So the first time I divorced him with my head. Understand that. I divorced him with my head. My heart was not there yet. Common sense said, leave that ninja. He is not who you should be with. But my heart was still in love with him. Still invested in him. My heart was feeling guilty and heavy, because what about these 300, 200 people that came to your wedding? Now they know you divorced. Right? You go through all those emotions. So when I got the divorce, I divorced with my head and not my heart. So I started eating my feelings, right? Them ho-ho cakes was so good. That Publix parfait was everything. So I'm eating my feelings, and I gained about, probably at that point, like 20 or 30 pounds. So now my self-esteem is on edge. You know, my vulnerability is wide open. And here he comes, slithering. Because he a snake. Snakes don't walk, they slither. Right? So here he comes slithering back in. And he's still looking good with the outfits I paid for. Y'all know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. A second chance. An opportunity for me to make right. An opportunity for you to grow, for me to grow. At that time, I didn't understand the power of addiction. My husband at that time had a gambling problem. And so what I didn't realize, even though I'm a therapist, what I didn't realize as a woman and a wife first and a therapist fourth, is that my husband has a problem. that I cannot solve. I cannot be his therapist and his wife and his accountant and his mother and his financial advisor all at the same damn time. So I had to make a decision of where I want to be. I just want to be your wife. I just want to be your boo. I just want to be your best friend. That's all I want to be. And in that, he could not reciprocate or return those same things to me. So I married him again. It was beautiful. I was proud and fat. Walking down the aisle, just so excited about an opportunity to recover what I thought I had lost. An opportunity to make good on what I thought in my mind defined me as a woman. And then we were married for 3 months.
Wow.
And the same nonsense started to happen. But now it's escalating. Because I left, but then I came back. And what that did was that taught him that it was okay to treat me less than what I was valued at.
Right.
That gave him permission to define me as a lower standard than him. When in actuality, he was the one trying to climb and catch up to me.
Wow.
And I lowered myself for that relationship. And we stayed married for about 3 months. And I realized with my head and my heart that it was time to go. I would tell you ladies this. We got our ride or dies, we got our girlfriends, we got our 10 toes down, we have our family members. When you move on somebody else's word, you're gonna come back because you're not moving because you're ready to move. Don't let anybody decide for you when it's time for you to move from your relationship. You move when you know you are done. When you know that you've done everything in your power to do for that relationship and that woman or man still does not value you or treasure you as a beauty, as a gem, then that's when you move. Because when you move on another person's word, when they disappear, you relapse. And you fall right back to that addictive person that you were already connected to. And that's where my book really came from. Is the fact that this woman who's black and who's proud and who's independent and who has her own business married the same ignorant ninja twice. So what does that mean? That means that I'm human first.
Yes.
That means that I'm female first. And that means that I have allowed society to define my existence by the company and the man that I keep. That means that I don't feel confident enough to be single and satisfied. Right? That I have to be defined by a presence of another person to make me feel like I'm worthy of love, when what I should have been was loving my damn self from the top to the bottom.
That's right. That's right.
Here, here.
And that is where my book came from. So The Hangover, Overcoming Emotional Addiction, 12 Steps to Emotional Sobriety is just that. It is a book for women, no matter what love relationship you are in. So whether you are a woman that loves a woman or a woman that loves a man.
But what I was doing, honey, I was defending my man. He the best thing in the world. I'm not, we get good on social media to announce our love. Oh, he the best thing. So then when the real him come out, people confused because they don't like, well, just last week. Y'all was just good. Now y'all divorcing? So he was the best thing in the world, but he was a narcissist. But here's what I learned about myself from him. Because one of the things I learned is we can learn a lot about ourselves from the people that we allow into our space. He was the narcissist, but yes, I was the codependent. I needed him just as much as he needed me. He needed me to stroke his ego just as much as I needed him to love me. Because guess what? I had not learned how to love myself. I was proud behind the microphone. I was everything as long as I was behind the microphone, as long as people were buying my albums, as long as they were calling me and booking me for shows. But what happened when the shows stopped? What happened when nobody was really buying the albums? Where was my worth then? I had not built myself up to have self-worth. And so I attracted a man who didn't have self-worth either. And so a lot of women started coming to me and they were like, how did you bounce back? How are you so happy? That was humiliating. You put your business on Periscope. I don't even go on Periscope no more. I was so traumatized and embarrassed by my actions. That's why I say, man, look like Christina, and I'll tell you the story behind that song. But I was so traumatized, I just backed up from social media. But when I backed up, I started reading something that we really got to do. I started reading books that would help me grow. Not just the Bible. Some of us get stuck there. But God used me too. And I started reading this. So I started reading books that would help me. The Game of Life. I read some books by Valerie Burton that talks about how to start again. Where do I go from here? And all those things. I started learning about codependency. Forget him. I need to know why I ended up here. I started learning about codependency, the things that I had to do to stop being codependent, because I have a daughter. I have a daughter to raise. And my thing is, she's watching me. And whatever example I set for my daughter, I don't want her choosing a man that's going to try to destroy her life and everything he got. The beginning to the end, how I started as a young girl, as a singer, I started out with horrible stage fright. Like this here, talking to y'all, this is a miracle. I'm going to tell you that now. How I learned how to talk to people, how I learned how I went through my first abusive relationship at age 12. At age 12, I was in middle school. And the first guy that came into my life was abusive because my dad had left and he never taught me how to deal with the man. And at 15, my parents divorced and he was disappeared and I really didn't know who my dad was. And then I got married at first at 21. He wasn't abusive, but he was distant. He didn't know how to be a husband. So he just checked out. One day he just, look y'all, he just checked out. I would literally be talking to him and he'd be like, check out of here. And then I left him and just jumped into a second marriage without even counting the cost. And today, the book that I presented to y'all today that I know is God is just, and I'm like, I think it was Stephen said 2 years. 2 years, right? I understand it because I backed up from it. Because my story just wasn't done. You got through that, and then something else coming up, and I want to give up on it, but you got through that. Remember, you feel like you couldn't get through that? And so I think every time I go through and I get through, it gives me the strength not to give up because I remember It's kind of like in the Bible when he said, put this stone down or put this down to remember. Do this in remembrance. So I have so many stones behind me. I can't. Wow. I've gotten this far, so I won't.
Wow, everybody said it. I refuse to give up because failure is not an option. I truly believe that God is forever present. He would never leave or forsake us. I refuse to give up because of my children, my husband. People are depending on me to do what's right and sometimes what's wrong. I'm not perfect and I don't always get it right. But I refuse to give up and I ain't giving up.
Can relate. Okay. I refuse to give up on myself because I know what I'm going through is not my final destination. And my babies are counting on me.
That's not gonna be out.
Hey, y'all.
I just refuse to give up because I feel like I have a responsibility to be a good and positive example for my kids and people in the community.
Right. I like that.
I refuse to give up because other lives that I have touched and haven't touched yet are relying on me to keep going.
And I refuse to give up because there's too many odds against me. I will be prepared. You know, I'm strong and I'm going to, with all the backing of all these beautiful black women, there's no reason why I would fail.
That's right. Why I refuse to give up is because, like she was saying about stones and going through life and being on drugs and just doing worldly stuff, I know that I can overcome anything with the help of the Holy Spirit. Only with Him, not myself, but only with Him I know I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I love people, and I want to make a positive impact for others, young women. And I love what you said, not just women, but everybody. You said that. So I just know that God has a purpose for me, and I really just walk in my purpose and just do what He wants me to do because I know He wants to use me, and I'm just so ready. I'm so ready.
Well, I guess the reason that I don't want to give up is because I have a granddaughter, and I've always wanted a grandchild. And also, I'm given an opportunity for a second chance, and I'm not a failure. And I feel if you give up, you are definitely a failure.